Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Modern Life for the 70s Mind. My name is Bob. If you're new to my channel, please click the subscribe button below and don't forget to also click the notification icon. What that'll do, that'll notify you anytime I release new content, so that way you'll be up to date on everything that I release. If you're interested in my Cabinet of Curiosities, there will be a link to that segment at the end of this video, or you could just go to my YouTube channel and under playlists you'll see separate listings for the reaction videos as well as my Cabinet of Curiosities. The Curiosity segment is just kind of a look back on some cool old things that a lot of people have never seen before. So it's just a brief history of some of the items that I found interesting. I am going to be reacting to a song today that I know well. I know the band well. But I've never seen a live cut of it. So going back to the 70s, it's hard to find something I've never heard before since I grew up in the 70s. So I've resorted to just finding clips that I've never seen the band play live. And unfortunately, the Cars were a band that I never saw live back in the day. And that is who we're going to be reacting to today. The Cars were a Boston-based band that were formed in 1976. They're known for hits like Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed, Good Times Roll, songs like that. All those are great songs. They were really part of the New York music scene. I'm sorry, not the New York, the New Wave music scene that really, I think, in my opinion, introduced the 80s music. I think they were slightly ahead of the curve with the 80s music, and they were so different when they came out that I found them really intriguing. The song we're going to be reacting to today is Let's Go. It's off their Candy O album, which was released in 1979, and it is sung by the bassist Benjamin Orr. Sadly, he passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2000, which was a real loss to the band because these guys were great. This clip is from the TV series The Midnight Special. I've spoken about this show before. It was a show that aired on Friday nights during the 70s and slightly into the 80s, but it's basically known for a 70s show. And in it was a 90-minute show on Friday nights, and in it they had all live clips, which you just didn't have back then. A lot of the artists that you would see singing on TV were just singing over their music, and they weren't live clips. These were pre-recorded, but they were still live clips, so that's something you never really saw. And ultimately what happened was that the shows like the Midnight Special did a great job in documenting the history of rock music, especially rock music. There were other bands or genres as well, because I know they played some blues and all sorts of stuff, but especially rock and roll. They documented the whole 70s era of music, which was pretty cool. Let's Go, which is the song that we're going to be reacting to today, is probably one of my favorite songs of theirs. I like other ones, but for some reason this was just a fun recording, and so I thought I would react to it. Obviously, this was on TV like 50 years ago. I might have seen it, but I don't remember. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a new watch for me, so I can react to it. So why don't we get going? This is from the Midnight Special. It was from 1979, and this is the Cars singing Let's Go. And here we go. I like it. They sound good.
And she's my one desire. And I don't want to hold her down. Don't want to break her crown. When she says, let's go. I let the night light, baby. She says, I let the night light, baby. She says, let's go.
Okay, we'll stop it there. It's not that long of a song, so isn't that fun? Oh, I'm getting caught on my headphones here. I love the 70s music. It just brings back so many wonderful memories. Benjamin Orr, who was the lead singer of Is This Song, had an amazing and such a unique voice. It fit in perfectly because Rick Ocasek, or I think it's Rick Ocasek, I think the real way to pronounce it, but everyone calls him Ocasek. Their voices were somewhat similar. And I like that, and I think that's what made them blend a little bit. It was such a loss that Benjamin had passed. It was really sad. Another member of the band, like I just said, was Rick Ocasek. He died in 2009. I think they labeled it as natural causes because he was recovering from some type of surgery. Honestly, I don't know what that surgery was. Now, about a year before he passed, I was in Las Vegas, and I went to downtown Vegas near Fremont Street. And I don't know if any of you have watched that TV show, Pawn Stars. And we went into the store thinking, it might be fun just to check out what the TV show looks like. And as we were waiting in line to go in, I look behind me, and here's this tall dude. And I look at him, and I do a double take, and I go to my wife. I'm like, is that Rick Ocasek behind us? And she laughed. She goes, I'm sure it's not. And she turned around. She goes, oh, my gosh, I think it's him. So I went up, and I said, hey, are you Rick? And he said, no. He laughed. He said, no, I'm not. I'm like, okay. I'm like, man, you really look like him. So we went into the store, and then I'm looking at him like, there is no way that is not Rick Ocasek, because nobody looks like him. So I went up to him, like, come on, you're pulling my leg. He says, yeah, I am. He says, it's just that I don't like, broadcasting my identity a lot to people. He was there with, I think, 2 of his sons, and my wife and him talked for like 15 minutes, just one-on-one, and no one, for some reason, which is beyond me, had any clue who this guy was. We're talking like rock and roll royalty here. I mean, he's very popular. So they had a great conversation, just a nice conversation talking about colleges and stuff. It's a long story. I won't get into it, but it was a good conversation. And he, like I said, he was there with his kids. Finally, some people started coming up to me as like, is this guy famous? And then I was telling him who he is. And suddenly he must have had 30 people around him. And that was the end of that. So I feel bad that I kind of drew attention to him by, being a little bit in awe. My wife was really cool about it. She was just talking to him like she would talk to anybody else, but I was a little more starstruck than her. Like I said, unfortunately, he did pass away. It was about a year after that, something like that, and it was really sad to hear that he had passed as well. So 2 of the main singers, or 2 of basically the lead singers of this band have passed, which is why I really enjoy looking back and seeing them play here. Okay, that was probably way more than you wanted to hear, but let's go ahead and I'll play this to the end of the song. Here we go.
She's nothing inside, 'cause they can't refuse. And she's so beautiful now, she doesn't wear her shoes. She never likes the blues. She got wonderful eyes, and no risk about. And when I ask her before, she says she's holding it out. Well, she's a frozen fire, and she's my one desire. And I don't want to hold it out, don't want to break
He had a
But
great
she
voice.
says, let's go. I like the nightlife, baby. She says, I like the nightlife, baby. She says, let's go.
Woo! Oh, that is so great. What a great band. The 70s rocked. um, this was such a fun song from a great band, and in my opinion, it was probably their best. Why is it that when you look at old clips from like the 70s, they look so old and blurry? I don't recall watching these on TV and thinking to myself, well, that's not a very clear picture. I don't know if the recordings just weren't as good or if they really did look that bad in the 70s. I don't know. In my opinion, the 70s don't seem all that long ago. I mean, they're long ago, but I didn't look, like my kids would say, the olden days. Dad, you were from the olden days. When did the 70s become the olden days? The olden days were when my dad was growing up, not the 70s. Um, but the 70s were such an amazing time for bands and music. And like I said, the Cars really introduced a whole new era of music. I miss music like this because music has gone in such different directions lately. And I think that's why I really enjoy reliving these amazing moments. It's just amazing. The Midnight Special show captured so many moments just like this. And they were able to catch so many of these bands in their prime, which is great. So whenever I have a chance, I always kind of try to find some old videos of the Midnight Special and see if I can find some of my favorite bands playing some of their big tunes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun. If you like this video as well, please click the like button below, as well as subscribe to my channel. And like I said earlier, if you could click the notification icon, you'll be notified of any other videos I release. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you're looking for the Cabinet of Curiosities, there will be a link coming up here shortly, and you'll be able to watch those. Okay, guys, peace out. I will talk to you soon. This was fun. Let's do it again soon. Take care. Bye.